Hello, welcome to Crusader Pub. Today I want to talk about the end of the world and a little bit of eschatology. The reason I want to talk about that is it seems to be a pretty hot topic in the world today with the coronavirus disease, with wars that are happening all over the world, whether you're looking at Syria or Armenia or our situation in Iraq. They're all immediately relevant. If you look at all the situations that are going on, we see that our government is constantly expanding. It seems to be getting bigger all the time. Churches are being closed over coronavirus, and not just as a local decision, but actually as a government mandate. In Canada, Pastor Coates was arrested for refusing to close his doors during the coronavirus, and he's going to be fighting that legal battle for a while. We have the sex trade going out of control. More people are watching pornography now than ever before, as the government mandated people to stay inside and not leave their houses for a good stretch last summer. Porn use exploded. The moral ramifications of that are yet to be seen, but we can go ahead and predict that they won't be good. Just about every religion in the world, every major religion, you're going to see a lot of commonalities when it comes to the end of the world. This even includes things like climate change. Just about every major religion has some form of climate disaster happening in the end times. And as the world seems to be more and more doomed, whether by various diseases or by war or by climate change, what you have is more people sinking into hedonism. More and more people are doing whatever they want. So what I want to do right now is go over some of the major religions in the world and discuss how the end times will look according to each one of them and what that means for the Christian perspective. I do not believe that the end of the world is imminent. Things are going to get much, much worse. So let's start with Hinduism. Setting aside any general beliefs about Hinduism and focusing only on the end of the world, they believe that we are currently in the fourth and final time period called a yuga. You'll have to forgive my pronunciation because I'm sure it's terrible across the board. This is, like I said, the worst and the shortest of the four, and we are currently in it. It's the time when sin and disease is going to be rampant. There will be earthquakes and extreme weather. Marriage will be essentially eradicated in favor of sexual depravity. This point is ironic when you consider the Western view of how Hindus perceive sex. After this age, there will be a 10,000-year golden age, and it will restart the cycle. Hindus believe in a cycle of time, and the first period of time is going to be the best, the utopian time. People live the longest, people are the healthiest, people are the most spiritually minded. And as time goes on, they steadily get worse, and we are at the worst period right now. The part I really want you to get is that they are expecting a Messiah. He's a figure who rides in on a white horse. He brings enlightenment and peace, and he will gather an army to destroy demons and the wicked. His main nemesis is going to be a demon named Kali, not to be confused with Kali the goddess, who seems pretty demonic herself. But the demon Kali is already a symbol of evil in Hindu culture. He is the cause of much evil in the world, and in the end, he will go and make war with their Messiah, the Kalki. He is considered to be a deceiver, he's a trickster, and he's ugly. At the end of all this, the world is destroyed and reborn. When you look at Buddhism, they also believe that the world will be overwhelmed by sinful immorality, greed, murder, sexual depravity. But the absolute worst thing that will happen is that the Buddha's teachings will be abandoned. And they have a future Messiah as well, the Maitreya. I'm probably not pronouncing that correctly at all, but just go with me here. He's going to come and restore Buddha's teaching. He's going to teach people the difference between right and wrong, how to restore their relationship with the universe around them. And ultimately, all evil people will be wiped out, and the remnant who return to the teachings of Buddha will have their lives expanded by thousands of years, and it will be a time of complete bliss, similar to the Hindu Golden Age. And the world will eventually be destroyed by fire, and living things will enter nirvana. Now, jumping over to the other side of the world, You have the ancient Norse and Germanic beliefs. They believe in Ragnarok. They may have different names depending on where you are, but the mythology is essentially the same. This is when the world falls apart. Everyone descends into moral decay. We have all the same sins and crimes mentioned earlier happening here as well. And the gods who hold the universe in harmony will be attacked by a race of giants and all the demons. And they will be led by the trickster god Loki. The world is destroyed, as are most of the gods, the giants, and the demons. The god Balder is killed before it all begins, but he's going to resurrect in order to restore the world and to lead mankind into a time of utopia. Judaism, arguably the most influential religion ever. The reason I say that, they influence the two largest religions, Islam and Christianity. Without Judaism, there would be no Christianity, and there would be no Islam. They are awaiting a future Messiah who will unite the world to follow Torah. Leading up to this time, the world will fall into moral decay, will abandon the teachings of God, and things will get steadily worse until this Messiah comes. Now, this Messiah is not a god, but he is a miracle worker. They consider Jesus a false Messiah, and at the end of days, there's going to be a great war over Jerusalem, with two mysterious nations known in the Torah as Gog and Magog. Once this war is complete, this Messiah will cause all the nations to recognize the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and there will be a resurrection of the dead. God will destroy the world, and there will be a new heaven and new earth. The biggest earthly sign of this is going to be the restoration of the Jewish temple that was destroyed back in 70 AD by the Romans. Islam also is awaiting a messianic figure. Again, the signs of his coming are going to be sexual depravity, greed, theft, abandonment of belief in Islam, disease, natural disaster, everything that we already discussed. Their messianic figure, the Mahdi, is going to unite mankind under Islam and then submit himself to the reign of Isa, who is their version of Jesus. And he's going to be king over mankind. There will be a prosperous rule of 7 years before the good in mankind is taken to heaven and the evil are left on earth to be destroyed. The Mahdi will fight Dajjal, which literally means fake Messiah. And this fake Messiah is going to be a doppelganger of Isa, except with only one eye. Quite ugly to look at. And he'll be able to perform miracles and will claim to be God himself. He will eventually be slain by Muslim version of Jesus. Utopia will ensue. Christianity, there's going to be great sin, sexual depravity. People are going to find their purpose in hedonism, and they're going to abandon belief in God. Then everyone will follow a messianic figure. And this messianic figure will perform his miracles, unite the world. He's even going to be able to resurrect from the dead, and he will establish a worldwide peace. But this peace is temporary. He's going to lead the nations against God, and he will do battle with Jesus Christ. In many ways, this is very similar to the other religions. And in fact, most research that you will do on this subject, you will see them make the comparison with the Antichrist and Dajjal and Kali, and they will compare Jesus to Isa, to Kalki, to Balder, and essentially most of these sources seem to suggest that if any of this is true, it's all heading in the same direction. And here the Christian needs to be careful. The Bible says, if it were possible, even the elect would be deceived. Even the Christians would follow this sort of a Messiah. But if you look carefully, you see a messianic figure come to do battle with a false Messiah. Islam will have the true Isa point away from Jesus Christ. You will have the handsome Kalki point away from Kali. There is no doubt in my mind that a messianic figure will appear, and that the world will follow him, and even proclaim him to be God. But this Messiah is going to be the false Messiah. It's this Messiah that will unite the Hindus, the Buddhists, the Muslims, the current pagans, and even atheists who, when confronted with true miracles, seeing someone, verifying someone rising from the dead, they will say, this must be God. All of mankind will unite against Jesus, who to the world is not handsome, who to the world is not wonderful. Rather, he's a stumbling block to all of them. Christians need to be on guard against a unifying miracle worker who seems to create a world of peace, but plans to lead the nations against God. If you like this video, please subscribe and give us a thumbs up. If you did not like this video, go ahead and give us a thumbs down. Just let us know why in the comments, and we will try to do better next time. I'm still learning, still figuring things out. So if you came across this video, bear with me, and hopefully we can grow together.